All right, y'all. So welcome back to another one. So this will be 7 checks today that I'm gonna be on this particular line. We're gonna start pulling stuff today. I'm probably gonna pull about half the line today. So we got post frontal conditions again. We'll see what happens as far as critter movement. Yesterday was not great for really anything. So I get questions all the time on, when do I pull my sets, when do I remake? So this is, like I said, this has been 1 week. We've now had a front move through. We've had post frontal move through. I haven't really put any new sets out in a couple of days. So, that stuff's getting a week old that was set originally, and the other stuff's 5-6 days old. I'm about done with that. I think I'm going to leave in a couple of the Coyote sets that were, kind of on the tail end of the line. I'm going to tie into that onto a new line is my goal. But yeah, we're going to pull probably about half the line today. It's just, some of it's just unproductive and there's no reason to check it. I've been there a minute. We're going to move on to other things. So anyway, that's the goal for today. We'll see what happens. Like I said, post frontal conditions again. I don't know. We'll see what happens anyway. Regardless of what happens, it's going to be a good day on the line. All right. So coming down to this creek here, this is the same creek that we've set up. I've actually got 4 sets down here. So we got the 2 pocket sets, the dog proof, and we had that other dog proof set right there on that high game trail. Anyway, got us one tangled up right there. Big old coon. Big old coon there. He took the drag a little bit. You guys watch me make that set. So I am, this is one of the areas that I'm going to leave. This is going to keep producing. So it's right on the line. So anyway, gonna take care of this guy here. I'm going to reset this trap. Like I said, a lot of the other stuff I'm pulling, but yeah, this has been a little productive little area right here. This is the 3rd coon we've taken out of here. We've taken 1 out of pocket set and then 2 out of dog proof. So get this guy taken care of and we'll reset it. Goodness, look at the crater this thing dug. Wow. That is a heck of a crater that sucker dug. Look at that guy. All right, so checking sets post front today. We got another coyote. I don't know if that can reinforce again what I've been saying, but hey, it is what it is. So this was a straw set I put in, or a hay set, whatever you want to call it. Got a back foot catch on. This guy dug down. Man, he dug down a lot. He is angry. But anyway, I'll come show you what the set looked like, because I've got another one right here. So check that out. Looks like, I don't know if that's coyote there. I can't tell if that's coyote or not. Something tried to dig the hole out there. Probably a squirrel. I don't see any coyote tracks at all around this thing. And I would see them if it was in the mud. So probably just a big fox squirrel there tried to dig out. But we'll just put that straw right back, or hay, or whatever you want, right there. Make that how it was. But anyway, yeah, happy about that. So post frontal, running the line today, and yeah, another nice coyote. So he got a crater dug. My goodness. So anyway, there he is, back foot catch. I don't care how I catch him. I just want to catch him. So anyway, he's not rubbed at all. He's just ugly. Just an ugly coyote, but that Duke 650 took right good care of him. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and dispatch of this guy here, and we'll probably make a set, pull the trap, and we'll set right off the edge of it since he's got such a big crater here. So I'll just kind of move over. But anyway, happy to have him, another coyote. So grab this Pulaski thingy here. We'll see. That dude really excavated some stuff. I'd feel bad about leaving this big giant hole anyway for the farmer, so might as well try to cover it as best we can. Golly. Right there dug a hole. Alright, I don't like that. I'm gonna pull the set and remake it. It's too much. Too much going on there. I don't like that. So we'll see if we can't dig down here and at least find the trap bed here. There's my chain. Maybe I can find my cable here. Oh, there's all our hay down there. Good Lord. That guy really went to town digging stuff up. There's all our hay right there, all balled up. Wow. Yeah, we're gonna move just out of the catch circle on this one. There ain't no way I can be able to remake he's got that stuff dug up. Had a mountain dug up foot high. Here I have my hay hook here. See if I can dig down there, find that cable. There's the cable right there. So this is one advantage of the those retrievers is I can pull it right out of the ground with that retriever cable. All right, now that that's done, my goodness, that was a lot of excavation work. We'll throw that as much as we can anyway. Kind of level the ground back out. Feel kind of bad for the old farmer digging a big old hole like that. All right, well, let's make our set here quick. So we're gonna come right off the side of it here. I mean, just right off the edge. There's so much smells and goings on in there. You don't want to get too far away from that. So, like I said, muddy as all get out, and we'll take trap it. We'll get it all nice and cleaned up. That way, it's in good working order. It's just packed right full of mud. So make sure that sucker is good to go again. There. We're gonna set it too. Again. Make sure it fires. I know it will, but just for my own being. There we go. Firing them like that too really cleans it out. So I forgot my dang drill bit back of the truck. I could set all this stuff in the out of the back of my truck. I had to walk in because it's muddier now. I can't get my truck in here. We're just gonna dig out a trap bed here. That'll work. Or we can put this trap right back and make this set just how we had it. We'll just keep spinning that driver as we drive it in so it don't get stuck in that mud. Drive it back down in that clay. Just give it a spin. That will suffice. Oh, there we go. Got lucky on that one. You gotta clean them suckers out every time. Okay. Take our trap. We'll set it back. Get that bowl made there. Grab our, brought just a couple flakes of straw in here. That's all it takes. It doesn't take much. Really make these things. A little bit underneath so the pan can fall. Put that sucker right in there. We're gonna use a little bit of wax dirt around this set. Doesn't have to be perfect because they're walking on that straw for all that way. So that's the advantage of it here. All right. Dirt hole. That'll be just fine right there. And we'll take it. Cut some of this hay up into like 1-inch pieces here again. Enough to cover that trap. That's all we need right there. Throw all this stuff away. Then we'll make our circle. Just spread that stuff around. Pretty windy today. Like I said, right next to that catch circle, if it wasn't so dug out, I'd definitely reuse it, but we're right next to it, so that's the next best thing. I'm gonna trample some of this straw down a little bit because it is so windy. Back side of the front, it'll settle out. I got no worries about that. Make our little donut there, right where the trap's sitting. Make him want to work it. Finagle it around. You can play around with this stuff for hours trying to get it the way you want it. Sometimes you just got to go with it. So there we go. That's how I want it right there. It's good enough. Put some Put some bait down the hole. This is what caught it. This is just a homemade meat-based bait that I make. Stick down the hole there. I do not use sheep's wool. I do not like sheep's wool. There's so many mice around here. The mice will pull the sheep's wool out of the hole and it'll be sitting right on your trap 9 times out of 10. I hate that. So we'll give a little bit of stinky lure in there too, and away we go. Pretty simple. Hey, nice coyote. Nice coyote. Probably a 2-year-old coyote. All right. I'm gonna fluff out my knee pads there. There we go. On to the next location. Well, there's no denying a catch circle like that. Nice big coon, man. So right here at this big brush pile, it took it a minute, man. I was really surprised. I thought there'd be a lot more activity here. There just wasn't though. So anyway, still happy to have him. Nice big coon though. Yeah, there we go. That's all that was a dog-proof set on the trail, tied to that cinder block with one of my cable anchors, and yeah, finally produced. This thing is set here for 4 or 5 days right next to that brush pile, and this is the first bit of activity that we've had. So anyway, pretty cool. Glad to have him. I was really starting to doubt myself, but you can see that guy, he didn't really move that cinder block, so it doesn't take much to hold him. But anyway, gonna get him taken care of and move on there. All right, y'all. So setting these remakes, post frontal, right there. Can't say more than that. We were standing here a couple of days ago, and now we've got another good one. That's a good looking coyote for around here. I'm very happy with that one. That is an awesome looking dog. So you guys saw the remake on this one. That's what's cool. You guys saw the remake. You saw everything about it. Just a great pad catch in that Duke 650. So I love them Duke 650s. And yeah, there you go. Just an awesome coyote, awesome catch, right in a remake. Right there's our big mound that we caught the one in a couple of days ago. So man, I tell you, super happy about that. It was really cool to be able to film the whole process. Make the catch, make the remake, here's another catch. Also on post frontal conditions, so I think that speaks for itself as well. But anyway, another great coyote. He's got the ground turned up a little bit, but we'll be able to move this stuff around, and we'll just reset right there in that same set. He didn't dig it up too awful bad. So anyway, 4-way intersections, post frontal. As I said before, sometimes you got to wait on them. So pretty happy. 2 coyote day. All right, so it's pretty windy, but you'll have to forgive me for that. So we're just gonna remake this set the same way it was. He's got a lot of that dirt turned up, but we can make it just fine. So, coyote, set him over there to the side. We'll bring a lot of this stuff back in and fill that hole up, make this catch circle a little bit easier to remake.
A lot going on here now, all of a sudden. But obviously, good location. Pay off. We'll get the trap. There we go. There we go. So we got the ground kind of leveled back out. There we go. That's a little bit better. Dig up our trap bed. Check all our swivels here. I punched a hole, so we'll probably have to punch a new hole because that probably got filled up. Not having those big giant dirt holes, whenever you punch it, they generally get filled up pretty easy. So I just kind of work that stuff around, and we're just digging out a bowl again is all we're doing. So I screwed up today, and I did not bring enough wax dirt. Like I said, I was gonna pull a lot of these sets today, but that's no big deal. We'll use just natural dirt from around the set, and that'll be just fine. Take us a little bit of grass. This set was kind of mudded in, so I hope that shows that, you know, you don't need these just beautiful perfect sets like everybody says. You need to be on location, and that's where we're at. It took a week for these coyotes to come through here, but once they did, you know, now we're catching them. So anyway, we're gonna grab some of this. There's enough loose material here. We're gonna get this trap covered. I actually had this trap kind of covered with grass, if you guys recall, so it wasn't like, you know, it was greatly covered. There we go. Do the best we can. There we go. Awesome. That'll work just fine. Still the lowest area. All right. We'll run this dirt hole punch down through here. I'm not gonna find that old dirt hole. But that's all we need right there. We're gonna bait this sucker up same way what we had. My homemade meat-based bait. Nice little chunk stick down in that hole. There's so many scents and stuff going on here, y'all. We'll take a little bit of lure. The same thing I did yesterday is all we're doing. There we go. That set is remade. We are about our way. Pretty cool. Happy to have that other coyote. So even though we weren't able to make a set on the remake, obviously, as you can see, right next to it, and another coyote. Awesome, happy to have him. All right, so pulling these sets here. Look at that wax dirt, been in there for a week. Been rained on 2 or 3 times, nothing. That's nice. So, that's what's nice about this retriever cable, is that you can just pull that set right up out of that hole. Makes it super, super nice. Same way with this set here. Wax dirt. That trap would have fired had it caught anything. No problem. Find that retriever cable. Somewhere down there, there it is. Find that retriever cable. Little hook guard. Come right out. Perfect. That's why I like them suckers. Makes a nice, easy retriever. So I'm gonna leave the sets here. We're gonna come back and have a look-see here in a few weeks and see what's worked it. I bet they'll be worked. Pull that set and away we go. Well, y'all, today is the day that the predators moved. Post-frontal conditions, obviously, like we've been talking. So we've got 2 coyotes today, pulling half the line. We come up here to, of all things, golly, come up here to this stupid tire set, and there we have Bobcat. And a pretty good looking cat, if I gotta say so myself. Oh, my goodness. All right, y'all, so apologize for this. As you can tell, today was really windy, so I was trying to use a new microphone to mitigate some of the wind noise. And whenever I turned the camera around, I must have bumped the microphone and unplugged it. So apologies for that. So real quick, I'll explain this. So this was the set that you guys initially saw me put in, this tire set. This was one that was actually staked hard. I wasn't using the tire as a drag. That's why the Bobcat didn't move it. So this was a trap staked hard in the center of the tire. It was a great catch on this cat. Held him perfect. So anyway, real quick, go through and I talk about, I actually drew a Bobcat tag this year for the first time in 7 years. So I was pretty excited about that. And while I could have harvested this cat, I go through the whole spiel of I've got another thing going, and if I can make it work, it's going to be epic. So I'm going to go ahead and release this cat. So I'll throw up a few more pictures here and there of this. Nice cat. Great way to end the day. You know, as far as the predators actually running and just kind of going to show that this was the set that I actually set the very first day whenever I set this line. So it's actually been set the longest, and this was the first time it had any activity and it connected. So that's what I kind of talked about. Apologies for the technical difficulties. Anyway, we're going to go over and we're going to walk over to the sets I had on this creek, and I've also got a real nice coon there in the dog proof. So anyway, that's it. Apologies. I'm going to go ahead and release this cat. You guys have seen me release it before. There was water on the lens because you could tell it was starting to rain. So release the cat same way as I have many times before. And with that, we'll see you back at the first shed. All right, y'all. So back in the first shed this evening. I want to apologize again real quick about the whole Bobcat fiasco. Like I said, trying out a new microphone. Whenever you guys do things day in, day out, stuff's bound to happen. Anyway, cool cat nonetheless. And like I said, I'm fortunate enough to finally draw a cat tag this year, but if things work out how I have planned, there's going to be some epic stuff happen. But anyway, nonetheless, another cat. I'm just not that excited about him anymore because I catch so many of them. But anyway, so real quick, don't click off because I think this is
This is way more important than any of the catches, okay? So this whole time y'all have been hearing me talk about how I'm running this tight little line. It's not that big in the whole scheme of things. So real quick, we've been running this line now. The whole line has had 8 checks on it. So a majority of those coyote sets have got less than a week, okay? I think the one that I caught the coyote in on the remake, that one was put in day 2 or day 3, and then the other one was put in, I know, day 3. So we got, a few days checks on them. Anyway, this is why I want to talk about this. So you guys heard me talk short line, not a very big spread as far as distance wise, okay? So like a 30-mile line is what I'm running. That's kind of my loop. But here is where the numbers come in. So if I go on to Onyx here, and if I take the line distance, so if I measure just as the crow flies, straight distance to distance, and I'm going to do two measurements, north, south, east to west, basically, make a cross. The distance between my furthest canine set from north to south is 1.97 miles. Okay, that's as the crow flies. And then if I go back in and I go east to west from my furthest canine set, that is 1.76 miles. Okay, those are pretty crucial numbers in my opinion. Now hear me out. So that is, that's basically, call it 2 miles by 2 miles spread, and I don't have permission to trap everything in there. I'm trapping what I can, the private land. That's not that big of an area, okay? That and you guys heard, if you go back at some point, I have said you're either going to catch them or you're not. And I think I've proven that by, we've caught 3 coyotes and a bobcat in 2 days, okay? Those critters move through there. The bobcat's not so much, because I feel like they've got a lot tighter home range. But the coyotes especially, you guys see the area that I'm trapping in. Yeah, it's big open country, but there's a lot of dead space in it too, right? So they're not going to live there. Yeah, they may live in those little tight areas, but I don't have permission to everything, okay? So just remember that going in. If you're trapping that, 2 miles may seem like a long way to drive to get to it because you got to go around the roads. But as the crow flies, which a lot of time is, how these canines are maneuvering, they're not running down the roads. They're just hauling across the straight line. That is not that big of an area for the coyotes. And I've seen it over and over, years and years. And that's why I talk. You've got to really be strung out if you're going to put numbers consistently day after day. I sat on this stuff for a little while, and then it produced, right? And I'm happy with that. But, it's one of those things, like I said, I've said that. I said that, in one of these earlier episodes. So just remember that going in, I think, is what I want to try to get my point across. If you're trapping a tight little area, say you've got 80 to 100 acres to trap, or 120 acres or something like that. So I'm in the Midwest here, Southern Illinois. Like I said, my area is pretty similar to a lot of you guys, I think, that's watching this. But just remember, those critters are not going to move through every day. I've seen it year after year. They're like a week cycle, and you can tell this. I can tell this by coyote hunting. Right at night, you go out and you make a challenge howl or something. You'll hear a pack way over here and another pack way over here, and there's dead space in between. Those things, they're just not hitting the same area consistently every night. They're moving around. So anyway, y'all, I hope that kind of confirms what I've been saying. Like I said, there was only 14 sets out in that little area. So not that many sets in that big of a box, and not that big of a box in the whole scheme of things. So anyway, happy, no doubt. Happy that the predators finally ran. Happy that I could kind of put forth information that I've been saying, and not look like an idiot on here. Because, like I said, at some point, things just all kind of fall into place. And a lot of this is just doing this year after year after year and understanding the patterns and just, documenting things, to be able to prove what I've been saying, basically. Not that I'm, trying to make excuses in any way, but that's how things are. I don't believe, you guys saw I drive my truck up the sets. The set that we caught the coyote in yesterday, I caught today, which was a remake. So obviously I visited this set. So there's not like letting them settle in kind of thing. It's just, the critters have to be in those areas, and sometimes it takes them a minute. So anyway, nonetheless, any day I can catch multiple canines on a small line like that, and then we threw the Bobcat into the mix, you know, pretty happy with that. So like I said, we're pulling stuff tomorrow, but yeah, just wanted to bring you guys and kind of wrap up. I think those numbers are really important. I think a lot of people overlook stuff like that. So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get to skinning. As always, appreciate the view. Check the links below if you want to support me in any way. See you on the next one.